Pranakasha live stream.
Hey folks, this is Matt from Pranakasha Productions, otherwise known as the Star Trek cello guy, and also now the lead singer of the Macadamians Party Band. And today we are having an interview with William Gaboury, an extremely talented film composer and musician. It looks like you play guitar, and do I see a mandolin back there?
No, it's a bass and
Ah,
a classical guitar and another acoustic guitar right
there
here.
you go.
Yeah,
And,
lots of guitar in here.
yeah, and we met because our Octava Chamber Orchestra, which is also a thing, I'm the president of that,
Yes, we did.
concertmaster and conductor, though this time I played cello.
Yes. Oh my
Anyhow,
geez. Thank
we
you for doing that, by the way.
that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
Impromptu cellist. I love that.
yeah. It's I actually these days I like to promote my cello playing because most people know me as a violin player,
Yeah.
at
The
least in
conductor
Seattle.
Ian told me about your talent for violin as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Violin's the main thing. But anyhow, so we had our Octava Chamber Orchestra concert, and it was our June concert that completely features brand new music, and you were
Yeah.
one of our featured composers. In
Yes.
fact,
Very happy to be.
you had the most exciting piece, so we put you as the grand finale.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, what an honor. Thank you.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah, and that was called Symphonic Suite Number One, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm great for titles, so I just went for that. It was a combination of two short films with two complete different stories. The only common thing about those short film were that they were Switzerland, they were like Swiss production from
Okay.
over there. Since French is my first language,
Oh,
I got through uh, the motion and ended up working with some people over there. So
je parle
yeah.
français un peu.
Oh,
Je,
c'est
je l'ai été à
bon.
l'école. Si.
Yeah. Some people learn it in French here, in school and in America. I think it's really cool.
It's funny you don't have a French accent at all. I was trying to figure out
I
what your
worked on
accent
it so
was.
hard, man. I worked on it so hard. I don't want to have one because I think the French accent when they speak English is
Uh,
and to my ear, it's like the worst.
Interesting, because your accent actually does sound a little bit Swiss to
I
me.
I mean, I mean, it's just because I have my tongue is so used to be put in certain places to do the R sound and like
Mm,
differently, so I really had to like practice it and
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah,
But thank you.
yeah, that's wild. So you know French, then you know Swiss
I
and
mean,
English.
Swiss is French. There's Swiss in Switzerland. They only speak German and French, and there's a third language. I don't remember. There's like three languages in Switzerland that are spoken, but mainly French and German.
Okay.
Yeah,
My last name is Weiss, so I do have to know a little bit of German.
German. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Du
Cool.
hast einen großen Kopf.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all I know how
I
to say.
can't.
And I also say, du bist ein Scheißkopf.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
know it.
But yeah, the film culture there is really good. The people that are working, and I'm talking about Sébastien Gerner, who is one of the director I work with for one of those short film. Uh,
Okay.
so talented. The people there
Mm.
are so talented. They it's funny because it's almost like they don't have like genre. Like their movie are so intertwined in different things and they have such a like an original way to tell some to show something visually
Hmm.
that there's basically no genre to it. The first one which was Néros, which
Okay.
is sort of a pun to say neurosis, but like with your nose, whatever. It's
Uh,
hard to explain if you
a
don't speak
nose
French.
roaches.
Yeah, sort yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Uh,
that'd be somebody who's obsessed with getting a nose job.
yeah, exactly. But nevertheless, yeah, so it starts to like about it's this cool story about this young girl who makes perfume in her basement, and she has like a shop, and it's very interesting because you can go to her store and commission or ask for like a custom made perfume that will bring you back to a memory. So like
Mm.
I don't know, like if you have like a nice memory of you with your father fishing on the lake, then you can describe the memory and
Huh.
she'll make a perfume. Then when you smell it, you go back to it.
Okay.
And
Are there clips? Like, could we grab clips of this
it's
movie
not
and put it up
out.
there?
It's not out
Ah,
yet,
too
but
bad.
I will I'll ask Sebastian if he wants to share it because for festival like there are some film festivals that are super nitpicky about like has it been released anywhere, and if you say yes then you can't submit it. Like the really important ones you're like almost disqualified
Oh,
it's
interesting.
yeah, but
Okay.
anyway, so
Hold on,
that
my laptop's freaking out. It just gave me a pop-up. I have to go press a button. One
okay,
moment.
okay, take your time.
Okay, I think we're back.
Okay.
So what we can do then, if they don't want to release it yet, we could always put a link to it in the description once it is out.
Yes.
We'll put that down there so that later on, whoa,
Yeah.
people can click, can watch it. Okay, to think
Yeah.
about this.
So
If I ever have an earthquake, this entire set will fall to pieces in about 2 seconds.
yes. So is it good? Everything's fine now? Everything's
Yeah,
working?
yeah. I almost lost that Starship Enterprise for a sec, but
Yeah, oh, that would be terrible.
it's teetering on a couple of books.
Yeah, so what was I?
Yeah. So that was they were releasing it into some film festivals that were really strict about whether it was pre-released or not.
Yeah, yeah. So I was just stating the reason why I don't know if I can share a picture with you as of now. But
Right.
nonetheless, like I was gonna say that it's very interesting because it start as being this magical, very like childish or like not childish, but very magical and like fantasy world. And then it moves, it's shi like the shifting of the whole story almost becoming like a horror movie
Okay.
is like so gradually and so well made and put out that you don't feel it until like something happened that is really gross. And
So is that when the cello's going dun 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 ba-dum, bum 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 ba-dum, bum?
that's that part. Good. Yeah, you remember that. That's great. It's like she's been working so hard at like a gig at like a perfume, and she drives in a car, and she falls asleep, and the car goes just faster and faster, and she crashes
Oh
into
no.
yeah. So that was like a car accident
Okay.
that's happening there. But yeah, you remember it. That's great. So yeah, and the other one was like a watch. Yeah, so what I'm talking about is the other short film from the piece that you played. Um, it was a more simpler, less elaborate, but the crew was very focused on stunts. So it
Okay.
was a very, very elaborate sword fight
Oh,
on Swiss Alps, and yeah, there were like the mountains behind, and it was like it very, very, very visually pleasing.
wow.
So so that's why it's like such an and they really wanted like an epic sort of score for that. So
Wow. Oh, that's exciting.
yeah,
And
yeah.
as far as creating scores, um, I mean, nowadays there's these different types of softwares we can just kind of put blocks of Legos together and
I
make the
hate
music
that,
really
man.
fast.
I
Like,
hate that so
so do
much.
I.
I don't know why. I don't know why. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people who are selling now like just like like groups of ostinatos that you can just like drag and drop and like
Right.
everything. Uh,
And
I
then
don't.
transpose, and then the AI
Yeah,
kind of makes it work.
Yeah, I mean it
Yeah,
for me it just takes the fun of it, you know?
yeah,
It takes away the whole fun. It's like what's the point of doing it then if it's already it's like, yeah, whatever.
yeah.
It's like being a chef who wants to like do like a three-star Michelin and you have somebody tells you, "No, but hey, like we can make hamburgers in 5 minutes."
Right,
That's not like my thinking is not there. Like, yes, of course you can do that, but my thinking is
right,
creating state-of-the-art music completely tailored to your needs at the best of my ability at all times.
right. Yeah. So
That's my
you
goal.
and then so you develop. I can't remember if you use Finale or
So for the score,
Sibelius
I used
or
Sibelius. Yeah.
okay.
That was yeah, that was yeah, Sibelius.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
Finale guy, but now we're supposed to switch to Dorico.
Dorico is the new cool kid in the block. Good for
Yeah,
them.
but
Honestly, they
I don't
have such a
know.
strong platform of film composer using Cubase. So that it like it's
Okay.
the natural transition, I would say. It's sorry for yeah, it's very sad for the finale people because it's over.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some people who's going to push the whole thing as long as they can, but
Well, I know some
what
composers that still use like Finale 2006 because they don't want to upgrade because they figured out how to use it. So I'm sure there's, and I've dragged my feet. I haven't switched to Dorico yet. I'm still using Finale,
pen
the
and
latest
paper,
version. Yeah.
pen and paper. Like I have like ready to go, like
Wow. Jeez. Wow. That's
at all
the only
time.
time I use that is when I'm like if I'm just figuring out some chord progressions or something, I might write them down on, scratch them down. But then
Well,
I just go straight to the score. Like I don't even do sketch scores or anything. I just start writing.
yeah,
But everybody's got their own way of doing it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, since I heard Gordy Hab say that he said that he was doing it that way, I was like, okay, if he's achieving the result he's achieving by doing that, I have to like bring back in bring this back into my workflow. And for
Wow.
some things, I think for me personally, it's really helpful because going through the motion of writing music through the computer and all that,
Uh-huh.
sometimes you have an idea that you want to quick, like as fast as possible, get down.
Hmm.
And pen and paper for that became it's the best way for that.
Hmm.
Even though you're probably going to make mistakes, it's not going to be the right note and like you're going
Hmm.
to have to restart over again. But at least the idea has been transferred like really fast.
Yeah.
When you're on like when you do in the software, you have to pick the right sound, the right track, and your template has like 900 tracks and like
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
All that process can get in the way of the the pure idea.
yeah,
I think you and I are on the same page. Is that what you want to do? Is like if you get a really good idea that came from your subconscious, if you can hear it or perceive it very skillfully, you can get it in its pure form, and it's the best
absolutely.
without getting adulterated by the process of trying to notate it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Yes, that's the goal. By the way,
Yeah.
where did you when did you start being like a did you were you like a Star Trek fanboy like forever or
Um,
when did that start?
well, I first started watching Star Trek when I was in third grade, back in the 70s.
So you
Uh,
watched the first like the original
the
show.
original series, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's still my
Cool.
favorite. After all
Yeah.
these years, I still like the original series the best. And honestly, I still like the original series music the best too.
Was that Jerry Goldsmith?
There were three guys. There was Jerry Goldsmith. There was, I believe it was Sal Kaplan, and then Alexander Courage.
I
So,
don't know the last one, but that's yeah,
no,
those
wait,
guys.
is Jerry Goldsmith? Am I getting confused? No, Jerry
Jerry Goldsmith
Goldsmith
did the movie.
did the movie. So it
Yeah.
wasn't him. It was Alexander Courage. I believe his name was Gabe Kaplan, and then the other guy's name, or Sol Kaplan, and then the other person's name was I think it was Stein. I'll have to look it up now.
I'm sure we're gonna get corrected by
Yeah.
everybody in the comment section.
But the
That's
wild thing about their music is they use mostly a wind band. Like there
oh,
isn't
like a
a whole
marching
lot.
band.
Well, there's not a whole lot of strings in it. When you listen, you're like, oh, there's. I mean, some of the stuff, some of the second season, I think it was, started having some strings,
Yeah,
but a lot of the music is just like winds, percussion, and then like bass guitar and tune
that makes
timpani and stuff.
sense. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but it sounds cool.
I'm
It
sure
sounds
it is.
really cool.
To be fair, I haven't watched at all the original show.
Oh yeah, you should. Yeah, the music is really good. I think the music, I mean, it's easy to just take it for granted and think that it sounds kind of corny because it's from that 60s genre.
Mhm.
But if you if you just listen to it from the viewpoint of a composer, I'm like, wow, this is really inventive. It's cool.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
cool.
I think
So,
what I was and still am really into that probably could translate to the same thing is international rescue in terms
hmm,
of the score.
hmm,
I don't know if you've ever watched that show.
uh-uh,
Internet. It's
no.
like those like little what's the word for that? Like character like the puppets. They're like
Okay.
puppets and they drive spaceship and it's not
Oh,
like it's not but it's not for kid. Like they have guns and like they shoot at people and it's like there's like jets and a whole lot of yeah, spacecraft and they go into space and they're talking about very technical things and like jamming radio signal with like out of phase, blah 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 and
and it's
but
all
like
puppets
it's all puppets and animatronics.
and claymation type of stuff.
There, I don't think there's any claymation.
Oh, I gotta watch this. Wild.
And it's 45-minute, very deep storyline of like espionage and like there's this guy over there and then this disaster. So it's always about like sort of a disaster happening. And
Okay.
international rescue is like this secret base in the ocean. Nobody knows where it is, but there's this like billionaire with his team of scientists who develop like crazy technology that helps people during like very, very bad emergencies. And they fly there with their spaceship and they go down and like they have all this cool equipment and they like save people. It's so cool. It's so cool. But the score is amazing. I'm sure
Okay.
you've heard of
I
it.
have to watch it.
I'm sure
Okay.
you've heard of it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
score is the theme is very, very good. And yeah. Anyway,
Wow.
the same team did Captain Scarlet after that, if I'm correct,
Huh.
which is the same transition. And then their Muppet game was like drastically improved. Anyway,
Interesting. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, very good. Thanks to my dad, he got me into that pretty young. And yeah, the music, oh my God, man, the score of that TV show is really up there for what it was.
Wow.
Crazy.
So the show like that is what inspired you to get into that kind of music, it
You know
sounds
what?
like.
It like when I was young, that kind of score was always like around me because I was really into Indiana Jones. I
Okay.
was really into the Star Trek, but the movies.
Okay.
International Rescue, like I said, but they were not things from the 90s. They were things from the 70s.
Hmm.
So, and that's what my dad was into. So,
I
yes, I was hugely influenced by John Williams.
don't suppose he listened to Tom Jones,
I, you
the
know, I,
singer.
I don't know. No, my dad was a guitarist,
Oh,
hence
okay.
all of that. So,
Classical or what type?
no, electric. So a lot of Emerson, Lake and Palmer,
Okay.
Genesis, a lot
Mm.
of Toto, and
Okay, so it sounds like it was late 70s.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, late 70s.
Okay, cool. Sticks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of
Mm.
stuff. And later on, when I started high school, I picked the guitar and just started playing.
Hmm.
And I remember I was being like that, like
Hmm.
with the guitar, just like joking around. And he didn't say anything because I thought like, oh, probably he's gonna get mad because I'm grabbing one of his guitar.
Right.
And he just said, no, 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 just do the same thing, but open your eyes and look at the people when you do that. Oh, and then like I kind of did it and I was kind of shy, but doing it, I was like, oh, this is fun. And like I just kept going at it. And then the next summer, I went to the guitar store with my parents and we got my first guitar and I
And the
never
rest is
let it down.
history.
Yeah, never let
Yeah,
it down.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Does he still play?
Yes, he does.
Oh, that's
Yes, he
cool.
does. It's fun because like there's a sort of a father and son relationship around like the guitar.
That's great.
And he's like he really likes his the stuff that he's into. Like
Hmm.
his taste didn't really change, but like I bring like new things to the things that he like and like I showed him like animals as leaders and like those kind of modern metal
Hmm.
bands and like he just I don't know, he takes what he wants from it, but like
Right. Well,
I'm
I'm sure
I'm really appreciative of
he's
that.
he played you Boston, right?
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, more than the feeling.
Yeah, all those songs. They're
Yeah.
so well produced.
Yeah, I
And they're
mean,
so orchestral, the way they did
yeah,
it.
very
Yeah.
great arrangement. Very
Yeah.
great arrangement in those era. Yeah, man. And
Wow.
um so yes, I mean sci-fi and music and this whole thing was definitely a huge part of my life. And like I think that we can share this passion.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the the remake of like the sort of reboot of the franchise regarding Star Trek with like Chris Pine and all that?
Um, I actually liked the first Chris Pine movie because I was like, wow, they because I was really wondering how they're gonna pull it off,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, with the space travel and stuff, the
Yeah.
time distorted. Yeah.
And but just how to take such an iconic show and put brand new actors and make it work.
Yeah.
And so I thought actually they did quite well. And
I
then
loved it.
the way they had Leonard Nimoy come in and be Spock worked great. That was a good way to bridge the gap between the old actors and the new ones.
Yeah, I thought that
But
was very I thought that was very smart of them to do that.
yeah, so I really liked it. Um, and I actually kind of liked the second one, though a lot of people didn't like it. But
Huh?
I hated the third one, Star
Oh, you
Trek
hated the
Beyond.
third?
Yeah, but a lot of people like it, but I just didn't like it at all. And I think one of the reasons is because they blew up the Enterprise right at the beginning. And I was like, darn it, oh, do they always have to destroy the Enterprise just so they can have an make a new one, you
I
know?
know, right? Oh, that's true. You know what? I thought the same thing. I remember thinking the same thing, like again?
I know, and the thing that bothered
Is
me
it
is that
not like a state-of-the-art spaceship? It gets destroyed in the first five, like
I know, well, there's no
first block
build
of the
up at
movie.
all. It's like there's no time to get used to it or, to get to know it a little bit, and then it
Yeah.
just gets
I
blown
mean,
up.
the Millennium Falcon made it through 9 movies,
I
so
know. So, and then in that movie, Star Trek Beyond, I don't want to go into it too much, but I just felt like nothing happened in it. I was like, well, all they did was go s- get stuck in a cave on a
they
planet,
went there and then they
and
came
then they
back.
rescued him.
Yeah.
But there wasn't to me nothing really of
I feel like this one
interest
was more.
happened in it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it was more like of a character development sort of arc because Captain Kirk is like doesn't feel like being a captain anymore and he wants to leave.
Yeah,
And so
I might
it,
have to
there's
watch it
more of
again.
that. Yeah.
I might have just been in a bad mood during that period of my life or something. So maybe if I watch it now, I might like it.
Yeah.
But I'll have to say, I just saw a clip from Star Trek Six, Undiscovered Country, which is the one where they have to go rescue the Klingons from their planet dying. And I was
Is
like,
that
I
from a
saw,
TV show? I'm not
I
very
know
familiar with the whole concept.
it's the sixth Star Trek movie. It has the
Oh,
original cast in it.
oh, okay.
It's called Undiscovered Country, and I was like, I just watched the scene. They had a little top secret Starfleet scene where they announce that the Klingons empire is dying, and then Spock shows up and says the Federation, we have to save the Klingons, and Kirk's like, we should just let them die.
Yeah.
But it's way more than that. But it was actually a really powerful scene. I was like, whoa, this is a good movie.
Nice.
So yeah, it's that's wild. And I think you told me like so your favorite Star Trek is actually Next Generation, right?
Oh man, that TV show blew me away. No, seriously, like first off, like hands down Jeff Russo, like I don't know how he does it. Like every time it's so great. And he's done so many music for the same franchise. And I
Hmm.
think it's people don't realize how hard it can be to like do the same iteration of something that needs to fit in a certain world, but like over and over and over and over again without copying yourself.
Hmm.
But he achieves that. But the
Hmm.
story of that was so good.
Yeah.
Like the mushroom teleportation with the mycelium between like the time and space, and they go. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it
Yeah.
was great, and the acting, the actors are really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you
Yeah. That's
like it?
something. Hmm.
You liked it?
Yeah. I like all of them. And my favorite these days, I do really like Strange New Worlds.
I
And then
haven't
I
watched
also,
that.
oh yeah, it's very good. And it's also fun because I go to Star Trek conventions, so I get to meet all the actors and get their autographs and
That's crazy, man. I've
hobnob with
never
them a
been
little
to any
bit.
like Comic-Con or whatever those conventions are. I'm always stuck here in
Yeah,
this.
you should because also like film composers go to those
Yeah,
and they'll have a booth and you can just sit there and talk shop with them and stuff. There's a lot of
really.
different type of people that go to the conventions like that. Yeah, it's really fun.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny
Mm.
because sometimes like I feel like I'm sort of trying to because when I was working in Montreal, I'm from Canada, by the way. Maybe we talk about that, but
Yeah, we
whatever.
did.
Oh, we did. Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
from
it was
Canada.
Montreal.
Montreal, yeah.
Yeah, Montreal.
That's where I worked. That's where I worked in studios and post-production places. But
A lot of shows film up there now.
oh yeah, all of the X-Men were shot there.
Also, The Expanse. Do you know that show?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I was like, I don't know, like those kinds of uh conventions are maybe I'm wrong with that. Like I see it as a like a sort of streamline, like big front door where everyone can go in and um everyone can like have a shot. From my point of view, from my world in what I was doing in Montreal, like working in post-production studio or in studios, like I was sort of exposed to like the back door of things where
Oh,
I'm sitting there with producers literally eating lunch next to me.
nice.
Nobody is bothering them. I can just sit and just say, "Hey, that's cool what you do. If you need help, let me know." And so I've always landed more work like that. So I've never been like prone to like go to like Comic-Con and like wait 30 minute in line to like shake hand with Jeff Russo and present myself and because
Hmm.
like now I'm just another one like
Hmm.
against everybody. But maybe this the way of thinking is flawed a little bit. I don't know. I would have to try.
That depends. Everybody's got their own angle. I mean,
Right.
since I'm a podcaster, I would go and try to line up interviews with people,
Yeah. Oh,
and that
that's
would
right.
work.
Yeah.
And then it's also just fun to kind of just start to become part of the subculture
Yeah.
there, and you start to get to see familiar faces every year
Yeah.
and some of the super fans and stuff.
Yeah, because
And
I think you are a super fan,
oh
right?
yeah,
Do you consider yourself
yeah,
like such?
Yeah, I mean, because I have this persona as the Star Trek cello guy now.
Oh,
Because what I do is when I go to like I've been on this Star Trek cruise twice now, which is this cruise ship that goes down to Mexico and back, and it's full of Star Trek actors and producers and directors and fans, and so the whole thing is Star Trek theme. But what I do now is when I dress up in my cosplay, I almost always carry my cello around. And so like that's the and then actually play it, like in the dining hall or whatever sometimes. So
yeah,
it's like both a prop just to catch people's attention, but then
yeah,
since I can actually play it, people really like to hear it, and it's really good for just sort of background music.
yeah.
And I got the idea because I have in my fan series, the captain that I play plays the cello and he carries it around with him everywhere.
That's funny.
So it's just a weird thing that sticks in people's brains.
That's
They're like
funny.
then they're, oh, the Star Trek cello guy. Yeah, I remember him. I saw him there, where, whatever. So
Yeah.
nobody knows who Matt Weiss is, but a lot of people know who the Star Trek cello guy is now.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. I see that you have a guitar back there. That's cool.
yeah, that's a pretty nice. It's a Sheraton too. Um, uh, oh shoot, whoops. And
I thought it was an Epiphone at first, but
it
maybe
is, it is an
oh, it is.
Epiphone.
Oh, okay.
It's an Epiphone Sheraton too,
Nice.
and hollow body
Yeah.
maple. And then what I did was, you can't see it, but or maybe you might be able
Yeah,
to see.
I can see it a little bit.
I got a Bigsby put on it.
Oh, you put a Bigsby? That's cool.
Yeah.
A good
And
3 to 5 and the
it works
Bigsby.
great too because it doesn't go out of tune when you use it. Like
Nice.
most whammy bars just trash your guitar tuning really fast. But
I try to not like if you don't
yeah,
have like a Evertune Evertune or like a like not luck basically it's
right.
yeah, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
a while when I was really trying to get better on guitar. But it's funny, I just cannot, I get too frustrated by picking
Oh,
because I'm used to playing violin and cello.
yeah.
The bridge is curved, so you can
Yeah.
always tell where you are by just a seesaw effect.
Yeah.
But on guitar, it's flat, so I cannot tell by feel where I am. I always have to look. And I
Yeah.
just get so sick of hitting the wrong string when I pick.
Oh man.
So I
Yeah,
finally gave
the
up and I said, you know what? I'm going to put more of my practicing into cello because I can actually have a hope of
yeah,
getting
it's something
good at
that
it.
you're more familiar. Yeah, same
Yeah.
for me. You know what? Like anything that has like horizontal string is like super fun for me. Like mandolin and banjo. Not
Yeah.
that I'm like a super good bluegrass player, but like I can do some sort of riff on them. That would and like I would have to like listen to the genre a little bit and like study the the instrument and the language of the instrument to
Right.
be within the realm of what I should be doing with it. But usually I can get away like in my score really well without too many problems. Like I've
Yeah.
done there was this Japanese like peace era about a samurai and the director wanted absolutely wanted me to play samisen. Like he wanted samisen in his score. And I was like, yeah, no problem. Then like I'm hanging off the phone. I'm like, oh shit, what am I gonna do about that?
Mhm.
I
I
have
couldn't find
no way.
somebody.
I mean, I have no way of like hiring, like basically like just for a time constraint. A, like finding someone who can play it, and B, fitting in the schedule
Right.
of when, like, no way. Like, it needs to be done in the next 72 hours.
Oh no.
And so I'm looking in my libraries.
I was
I
gonna
have
say try
one,
to fake it with MIDI if you have
but
to.
it sounded so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I'm not gonna name what sound library it was, but it was like to anyone like who makes sound library out there, we need a good Japanese oriented sound library because like there's not anything right now that I know of that does like the traditional Japanese. Like everybody has done taikos. We have taikos like
Hmm.
to go to the moon. There's enough taikos out there, but the rest, whatever. So what I did is I wrote the part with the terrible patch that I have
Hmm.
and just overdubbed the thing with like an electric guitar, but like I mic'd the actual electric guitar, not being plugged in,
Oh yeah,
just a
right.
microphone in front. And it sounds very sizzly and blending it perfectly with the other sound, it was like as if like I had a real player here and no revisions
Smart.
on it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about it. It was like, oh yeah, cool, you got that. Next. So yeah, it was a very I needed to be creative.
Yeah, that's a great solution.
Yeah.
Ah, that's really cool. Well, as you know, there's all kinds of wild sounds you can get out of an electric guitar.
Oh man. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It
I
seems like
mean,
it's almost infinite.
yeah, I mean, now the manufacturers of like stun boxes and pedals are so good. They are so good at understanding the dynamics of the instrument and what it can do and what it cannot. And they can help you do things that you wouldn't think of. And they can, like, for example, like I'm producing I'm producing a metal record right now, and the bands. The band want me to there's like 8 string guitars. Basically, it's very, very heavy. But I don't have an 8 string guitar, and I'm not gonna buy an 8 string guitar just for that record. I would have loved that, but those are very expensive and very like
Hmm.
niche instruments. So I have that and Walrus Audio. I'm plugging a lot of companies right now on your show. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I'm not sponsored by anyone to do this, by the way. I'm just passionate. Um, but yeah, but this made my 6 string guitar sound to the just as good or just where it needed to be in order to achieve the sound that
Of the eight.
I needed of an 8 guitar because the 8th string is an F sharp. Technically should be an F sharp, but I mean, now everybody's just tuning it half a step down to put
Making an E,
not a half a step,
a
a
whole
step
step.
down, whole
Yeah.
step. Wow.
Making an E.
To, yeah. So I just have it set up an octave lower so I can do like those very like nasty riff on
So you
the
get like so, and then what's the string in between? Is it a B or yeah,
yeah,
B?
so the 7th string would be a B, and
Right.
then the 8th string would be an F sharp. But yeah, now the guitarists
So you
now
get tonic, dominant, tonic
yeah,
on the bottom ones just to get that
yeah,
huge sound.
yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty insane what, and usually like the clean, like the low end does not like to be distorted. So
Uh-huh.
you need to have a very like a very good awareness of what frequency range needs to be distorted and what needs to stay clean and
Hmm.
what not to distort. And once you figure that out, you can get some pretty insane results. Yeah.
Can't you just run it through two channels and then just EQ it?
Oh yeah, you can do that. But then
Okay.
um, we have tools now that sort of um, makes it super easy to just split the signal into like multiband basically. So you do
Okay.
like multiband distortion. So you can just focus the distortion in a specific area of the spectrum.
Interesting.
Yeah, makes it really fun. And it's very, very different from mixing score.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, have you,
Wild.
yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Are you a big fan of huge templates and those kind of thing?
Mm.
Like when it comes to film scoring? Do you
No,
actually?
I pretty much, well, what I do now, take like if I'm writing a symphonic score, a lot of times I'll take another score that I've already written that's similar,
Okay.
and I'll use that as the template.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
It's totally fair to do that.
yeah, and then off we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty fast at it. Like um like for example, Tim Russ, who plays Tuvok in Star Trek Voyager. He's quite a good singer and guitar player, and he's got a band called Tim Russ Crew.
Mhm.
And he wrote this really cool song. And I told him, you know what? I want to put an orchestra behind this. And he's like, yeah, I'd love to have you do that.
Yeah.
And what I did was I just did it in Finale, and I think I used Note Performer, and I slammed it out in a day. And I just all I did was I imported the WAV file and then synced it up, and then just put a full orchestra behind it. And I didn't do anything too radical, honestly. But and there's times when you hear it, you can't really tell that you're hearing woodwinds and horns and stuff. All you know is that it just sounds really rich,
Hmm.
you know. And then there were spots where all I did was double the cellos with the bass guitar line,
Mhm.
and it suddenly made it sound really good.
Cool.
And so the end product, just using a fake simulated orchestra in one day, I gave it back to him, and he was like, "Wow, this sounds great."
Nice, man.
So it's fun to dabble in stuff like that sometimes. And it was like a 3 minute song or maybe 4 minutes. And since it had verse and chorus and stuff, you could do some cutting and pasting and stuff to do it fast.
Yeah.
And I've done stuff like that. And then I also helped a guy create a 30-second cue for his YouTube channel where I took his theme and rewrote it orchestrated it out because he was really into the Orville.
He was really
But
into the Orville.
yeah, so I did a real fancy film score again, mostly just to goof around. I had just gotten Note Performer, so I was just experimenting with it, and then but I gave it to him, and he was like, "Wow, this sounds great!" And he started using it as his intro for a show. So stuff like that. I mean, that's as close as I've gotten to film scoring. I mean, I'm nowhere anywhere near what you do, where you have to just crank
Thanks, man.
out such a huge amount of music in a short amount of time.
Sometimes it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the only other thing is I mean, I created the theme song for my fan series, but what I did was I stole an overture that I had already written, and then I gave it a new introduction and then reorchestrated it a bit to make it sound a little more Hollywoodish,
Mhm.
and then used that as the theme song. And
That's cool.
it works really good.
Yeah.
And, you know, all these different composer tricks.
Yeah.
Mm,
Obviously. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun stuff. And so so you go to school, music school, films, music school, or what was your educational background in all
Um,
this?
I I went to college. So
Mhm.
like in Canada, we have like high school, but then in between university and high school, we have something called college.
Mm.
And it depending on what you want, like what major you want to pick in university, you will do a different things. But during those 3 years of college, I did only music.
Oh, so then
And
your university is kind of like grad school in the US, it sounds like.
sort of, I don't know. I don't
Huh.
know, but probably.
So you
So
do 3 years of college and then you do how much university do you typically do
four,
after that? So
four.
that's 7 years total.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of like in the US, they do 4 years of undergrad and then you usually do like 2 years of for a master's degree.
yeah.
That's 6 years.
It's funny because like I was sort of a little rebel back then, and I didn't really, I was not really super, to me to go to school to study music was not super appealing.
Hmm.
But I'm so happy I did it now. Oh my God. Um
Did you
it
find professors that said you had to compose in a certain style, or
uh
were they pretty let you kind
actually I had like a there is one professor who really made a difference in my approach of the topic.
of okay?
And it's actually one of the only professor who actually made me failed the class. But he put me in front of things that I was not used to. Because
Mhm.
back then, like, I thought classical music was like just something for like older people, like going to the orchestra, like, I don't know. It was not my thing. But then during certain classes, he started to show us the group, um, like Russian composers from the 1800.
Like Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, Stravinsky,
Mm,
Prokofiev,
mm,
Scriabin, like those
okay.
guys. And then I was like, holy shit, like this is fun. Like
Mm,
this is not boring. And so I started to realize that the classical realm was way bigger than what I thought it was,
mm.
and there was something in it for me.
Okay, interesting.
So I started like you see like all of that, like this is all like scores that I bought and that I like to read with the music.
Hmm.
And um yeah, that teacher was also an orchestrator.
Okay.
So what happened is that when I finished college, I graduated from college, um, we sort of became friends because I he saw that I had like a really strong interest for film scoring, and he gave me private lessons for like 2 years after that. I
Oh,
would drove
great.
to his house and like he would give me like homeworks that would take me months to do.
Wow.
And yeah. And like I remember there was like one course where we spent I think like 4 hours on like timpanis and like he was explaining to me how to like how when you raise the pitch of one bell that the
Mm.
second harmonic goes higher so you don't have to like double the fifth so much when like one of them is being like one of the shell is being super tight and like that like it we
Oh,
went
you
in.
mean like how one tempo resonate with another one type of thing?
Yeah, but like more also within the orchestra. So like if you do like a full chord, like a tutti chord,
Hmm.
and then you have like a temp roll and
Hmm.
like in the background, if the one of the I, one of the drum is like at a pitch that is high for what it is, or like wherever you put it, it's gonna
Hmm.
generate like a fifth on its own because it's gonna have a lot of the second harmonic.
Mm.
Anyway, so it's
Okay.
like if you're doing that, you don't have to double the fifth so much. And like we went into crazy details, basically
Wow.
trying to say.
Fun.
It was a very, very it was a turning point into my career to meet this guy and just sit there and just try to absorb everything he was telling me. And we went over a lot of John Williams' score and
Oh, great.
just explaining me why he made those things and like certain decisions and what he considered as being good orchestration and what was considered as bad orchestration. And yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And honestly, like to be able to play, see one of my piece being played at Octava Chamber Orchestra was also one of the best. I mean, to hear your stuff being played is so it's like I got more out of it personally just as like an orchestrator than anything else. Like I was
That's
like,
great.
oh, like I know now like what to go for certain things and what if we had to do it again, like I wouldn't know what to do. And I mean, we had like very short amount of time to rehearse and put this together, but nonetheless, like it definitely made me a better musician.
That's
So I
great.
can't imagine like those guys like Conrad Pope who like there are people who do this day in, day out. So that's why they became so good at it.
Right. Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And it's fun to get to know the different musicians, and get the
Yeah.
pointers from them.
Yeah.
Like, especially
I,
Ian. I mean, for the percussion stuff.
what a great guy.
Yeah. Ian Alvarez was the conductor of this
Yes.
concert. And
Put so
so,
much time into it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He studies his scores really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. And I like to hang out with the French horn players
They're
and learn
cool.
about what a French horn can do, and stuff like that. And
Yeah, that's funny because there's a funny story about that. I don't remember his name, unfortunately, but it was one of the French horn who came to me because there's like sort of there's a slide and or like a bend
Mhm.
in the French horn section, and the guy came to me and he said, like I've only hit this note like 2 times in my life. I don't know if I can play it again. And I looked at him and it was the night of the concert, and I was like, well, tonight's going to be the third time. I have to do it. But I really,
was it the first horn? The guy playing first?
no, I think he was playing second.
Okay.
I think it was,
That
you know what? He was three. I think
oh
he
that
was,
that was probably Craig Colwald.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very good player.
So the
Very,
funny thing about that is that me and him first met because I knew him as Major Colwald in my Air National Guard unit. Somewhere on my set, some right there
yeah, I see it
is the
to your left.
and you can see I that was my final rank, which is staff sergeant. But he was a major, so I knew him as Major Colwald. I didn't even know he played horn until years later when we ran into
Oh,
each other in an
so,
orchestra, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?"
so your military background.
Yeah, it was the Washington Air National Guard, so
Nice.
I did 8 years in that.
As
So
a pilot, as a mechanic, what would you
um,
do?
our unit was combat communications,
Cool.
so we did like we did like data communications and digital telephone lines and stuff like that.
Oh, and hence your IT background.
Yeah, that's what launched me into IT stuff.
I
That was the plan.
This comes full circle now. Now
Yeah.
I feel like I know you a little bit more. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, though I'll have to say that even in high school I was into computers. Like when I was in high school was when the TRS-80 showed up, and then the IBM PC first showed up. This we're
Mhm.
talking like the early 80s.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. And then the first Apple computers
Yeah.
appeared around that time.
Yeah.
And
That was back then when all of the computers were like beige.
yeah. Um do you remember Radio Shack? Do you remember?
Yep.
Okay, so the TRS-80 was produced by Radio Shack.
Dang.
Yeah.
Doesn't Radio Shack is not a thing anymore.
Right. Yeah, they went out of business.
Yeah.
And so there was that. There was also something called the Commodore 64, which
My dad had one.
then they went out of business too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently somebody who works at remote control told me that there's a chip in it in the Commodore 64 that is super rare.
Hmm.
And they recycled some of the Commodore 64 to make a synthesizer
Oh.
specifically that chip to get a specific sound that is super hard to reproduce.
Hmm. Interesting.
So I told my dad to never throw away that computer,
Okay,
just
there
in
you go.
case.
Well, he'll know about it then.
Yeah. But
So
yeah. So you moved
yeah,
to acting now. I don't know why. Like Ian started to tell me that you were like doing some acting in LA. That's interesting.
yeah. Well, it started once I started my YouTube channel, and then I had to learn how to uh look good on screen and develop some kind of persona.
Yeah.
And then I started I had this idea. Well, what I did was I was I got a new cello, so I was starting to take cello lessons. And then it was like Bach's birthday, and everybody was like posting on Facebook that they're playing like Bach suites on their cello.
Yeah.
So I got this idea that I would play the Bach first suite in front of a green screen on a Star Trek, and as if I was in a Star Trek show.
Mm.
and then that worked. And then I ended up doing the whole Bach first suite with
Okay.
each had its own little Star Trek theme. And in the last one, I did a little skit where the captain interviews the crew from Trouble with Tribbles, and that he's chewing them out, and then he ends up playing the final jig. And from there, I created this character called Captain Hardiker, and then I got this idea that I should like do these little miniature Star Trek um,
Oh, and there they
episodes that are
are.
like 5 minutes long. So I started my idea was I would make a bunch of little 5 minute long Star Trek episodes, and that would be my fan series. Well, the first episode turned out to be 17 minutes long, and the second one was 30 minutes long, and then by then I
You
had
had a
developed the whole
movie.
storyline and everything. So then the third one was 45 minutes long, the fourth one was 45 minutes long, and I'm working on episode 5 now, which is going to be another 45 minute. And now
Yeah.
I have a whole storyline developed, and I developed my character, and I've brought in other actors and all this stuff. So, and then I got involved
Interesting.
with this other indie sci-fi show down in LA called Space Command. And so then I started taking some acting lessons, and then learning how to do dialects and blah blah blah. So now
Oh,
I'm kind of a wannabe actor as
that's
well as a
cool.
musician.
That's
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. It's never too late for that.
yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and honestly, now I don't have any really stage acting experience, so
You
it's
mean
just
like
all on
theatrical?
right,
Yeah.
which is way harder in my opinion because you have to memorize all these lines, and you just have to go for it in front of a crowd, and stuff happens. Whereas like when you're acting in front of a camera, you can just do as many takes as well, at least for my show, since I'm also the director.
Yeah.
I can do as many takes as I want, and it doesn't matter if 9 takes are terrible as long as the 10th one is really good. You just use that one.
Yeah.
So it's a much
There's
different
not.
thing.
I mean, that's what's so beautiful with the digital era is that there's no waste of film.
Correct. That's the big difference. Yeah, you don't have
But
to.
yeah, it's a double-edged sword because now you don't have to be as prepared. But yeah,
Yeah,
there's a whole debate
yeah,
about that. I understand both sides.
yeah. Um, well, honestly, I never used film, so I only know the digital
Yeah.
realm. So you still have time constraints because you still only get like a certain amount of time per day, and you have to get through a certain amount of script, and you have so many actors there, so you still have to keep things moving along.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So you
Needs
can't take a jillion takes,
no,
but
obviously. Obviously.
and but what you can do, at least in my experience, I have I work with some really well trained actors where I hardly have to direct them at all, and
Hmm.
they just do it, and I can go through tons of footage quick with them.
Yeah.
And then I also have other actors that are like brand new or aren't even actors, where I have to coach them through it, and it takes me 2 hours to get them to say one line. But
Yeah.
in the end, I finally I get a good take, and so it comes off. So to the
Yeah.
lay user, you can't tell the difference really who the good actors are and who are just newbies because you can take so many takes to get it right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but it's interesting. It's really though I now I've learned. I mean, I used to think that being a musician was kind of a raw deal, as far as trying to make money. But now I know
Actors, dude.
acting is way worse.
Oh, dude, actors is all or nothing.
Yeah.
That is it.
Well, I
It's
even know actors. I know several actors now that get are on a lot of well-known TV shows.
I mean,
Uh,
there's so
as
much content being
right,
done.
but the
So
thing
you can't.
is even I mean, they might get paid really good on that week that they're on that show.
Yeah.
Like they paid stuff, but then they go for several weeks not getting paid at all, or they're
Yeah.
like constantly doing uh auditions,
Yeah.
but you never get paid for auditions. And like
You never
almost
do.
any quote serious actor I know is doing like several auditions a week.
Yeah,
At
and
least they don't
they
have to
do.
drive there now. Now they can just do it from their
Yeah.
own house and
You
set
know
their own
what?
setup.
people don't, I know some actors and they don't like that because even like an audition is already like pretty, it can be cold.
Right.
But now with the Zoom thing, like it literally feels like you're doing it alone. So you
Hmm.
have basically, I don't know. It depends for, yeah, it depends for a lot of
Yeah.
reasons. Um,
Well, that's the thing too, is it takes a while to learn how to act when you are just when it's just you, a green screen, and a camera.
yeah,
And but what I found, what I do, and I'm sure this is what most people do, you just have to imagine everything and
yeah,
just go into your imagination, and then your body will automatically react to it. You don't have to, you can't force yourself to, you have to just go, let your imagination go, and then just let your body follow it.
makes
And then
sense.
you can get some really good stuff that way.
Oh, this looks really
Yeah.
interesting. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I can send you.
Oh,
Yeah, some of it.
yeah,
Yeah, and what I do for the incidental music, I use, see, the thing, my show, I use all kinds of clips from different shows. The core of it is just the original Star Trek, but then I'll use clips from Star Wars and The Matrix and even Game of Thrones and stuff. And then I'll green screen in myself and other actors to change the context of the scene.
oh
And
yeah. You know what? I went on your stuff and I saw that.
yeah, so that's the
That's
game I play, is how to
funny.
stitch together all these random clips and have it make sense and follow a coherent storyline.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and
funny.
then that's pretty much how I do the background music too, is I'll rely on uh, a lot of original Star Trek music so that it gives it that Star Trek flavor. And
Yeah,
but then I'll use a lot of classical music as cues,
yeah.
like Tchaikovsky and Wagner and stuff like that. And I've found that and sometimes I'll use I use some of my cello concerto also for some of my background music, and I'll use some of my own music too. But I've found that if you know what you're doing, it's you can it's really easy to just grab random fragments of music and go, oh, that'll work right there, and just fade it in and out. And if you do it well, it
Yeah.
works. So that's why, I mean, I got an argument with a
Yeah.
composer once where he was saying, well, you have to lock the scene, and you can't even start composing till the scene's locked because it has to be timed right and all this stuff. And
Oh
I'm
man.
like, well, maybe
Oh man.
so, but you can also just fade stuff in and out, and if you do it right, it works. So,
Yeah, I mean, for like I don't know if you want to hear my opinion about that.
sure, I would love to hear it.
It's you just have to follow the wave. Like if they send you a shot, score it. They'll probably send you the same shot, edited differently tomorrow. Rescore it or conform it. And the next day they're gonna send you a V3 and then V4, and you just move with the motion until they're done. If you wait, like I'll give you an example like of there was this a feature film I was working on, and I could feel just by my knowledge of post-production in general,
Mhm.
uh, I was like, okay, so this is going to be the beat of this is going to be the workflow of this whole project. Meaning like every other day there was a new version of the movie. So I was like, I can't conform like an hour of content every day. I'm not even gonna write music. I'm just gonna conform the music. Basically, I'm just gonna be patching all the time. It's gonna sound terrible at the end. So I have, I think I kind of like got that feeling around version 4 of what they sent me because I was like, wow, already like V4. So, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay to V4 until I'm done with it. And then I'm just gonna conform everything once I see some sort of final draft version 1. Or not final draft, but final cut version 1. and it went up to V12. So I saved myself so much work
Right.
by just doing the V4. I mean, V7 was not even what would have not have been good anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't miss anything. So I gave myself a lot of time by doing that. So I scored the whole thing. Then I was like, oh, where are we now? V12? All right. So I took V12 and then I conformed it to the version 12 of it.
Wow.
And it worked pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, you have to follow the pace of the production. And you, as a composer, I think you need to get a sense of the speed of the production and how
Right.
fast they're moving and how slow are they're moving. Because if you're there like saying, "Hey, we need something," like I'm done, like what's next? Not that you're going to be annoying, but like there are different production for different pace, and there's different budget, and there's
Right.
different and you need to get a really good sense of that pretty quickly. Otherwise, you're not going to be in the groove with everybody else, and that's just going to feel
Right.
terrible.
And you're in this production, it sounds like you were both the composer and the music editor.
I I was the music editor until I wasn't. So what happened is that when I did that, they sent the movie to another editor because the studio wanted like to use a just to do final like a final
Mhm.
basically. They sent it to another editor, and this editor took all my music and basically like did that with
No. Uh,
so
that was my other question. It was like during all these versions, did they like change the order of the scenes and stuff and put stuff that was in the end in the beginning and flashbacks and
yeah.
stuff like that?
So usually what I do is like I when I deliver the conformed version of the score, I deliver a cue sheet with all of the time codes ins and out and all of the name and everything, even like put descriptions of what's happening and everything.
Wow. Wow,
So
you're
they
really
can
thorough.
really they can really it's I don't want them to lose time on where is what and but the guy just did his own thing, which is fine. I don't mind it. But then they were like, "Oh, well, do you have the cue sheet?" I'm like, yeah, but nothing in the cue sheet is true anymore because you didn't tell me that you were going to change everything. So it's going to be one of your assistant that will have to export like the DEL. It's a file that basically catalogs every single audio file with its time code entry and out. Anyway, it's boring post-production stuff.
Wow.
But so yeah, so no, it's not DEL. It's because I'm translating in French. It's EDL or whatever. It's probably some different acronyms for that, but yeah. And yeah, you need to not be frustrated about it
You
because
gotta let it go.
it's their movie.
Yeah.
It's their music. Like you got paid for it. So yeah.
Thing is,
But
that
no,
would be
it was
hard to take. I mean, because like one of the things that makes great music great is it's consistent and you have themes, you have recurring themes that show up, and then stuff organically relates to itself as a whole. So if they take
yeah.
it and chop it all up, then that destroys all that, right?
Unfortunately, it's yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I think that there are movies where you can do that without hurting the whole thing too much
Mhm.
because there are some directors who really like in like droney stuff and texture and like very atmospheric and not like there literally are directors who don't like melodies. They don't want to hear melodies at all. So when like on a project like that, I feel like it wouldn't hurt the movie too much. Uh, if I mean, Star Wars is like the god example of that. You couldn't do that on a movie like that because
Right.
certain music is associated with a certain character. So
Right.
like a cue only fits when we see
Princess
that.
Leia's. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
um, but I feel like the new upcoming generation of directors are like leaning towards that even like more and more, and that makes the whole gig way more fun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a
Well,
bigger challenge, actually.
I think one thing that really changed things a lot, and it was kind of a gateway for a lot of kids to get into classical music, is like besides, movies, John Williams movies,
Yeah.
of course, is video games because there's some really
Oh
good
man.
music in a lot of video games, and that's
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there
so.
are. I mean, there are kids now that are growing up playing, and I'm gonna bring back to Star Wars, but they're playing, they're growing up playing the Star Wars video game, but they think that's Gordy Hab. I mean, it is Gordy Hab, but it's from John Williams material, and they don't know anything about John Williams, but they know about Gordy Hab.
Yeah.
Same thing with Assassin's Creed, and same thing about Mortal Kombat was a pretty huge deal when it came out
Hmm.
for me.
Yeah.
Uh, Mega Man, I mean music from I don't know if you remember, but like those like 8 bits score like on the SNES, like the gray and purple Nintendo. There's music in those video games, man. Oh my God, like the amount of time and the amount of care there is in those is very, very impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
became a whole industry.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's wild. So, before we wrap up, so where do you see your future going from here to into the future? What do you see?
What I see, well, what I'm pursuing is what I hope I'll see is that I'm gonna I'm gonna land some deal with some AMPTP studio. Like I would love to work with Paramount and directly with Warner Brother, or if I could get my foot into Remote Control or Bleeding Fingers or those people in LA, or just yeah, uh, just do more and more feature films
Hmm.
is definitely where the game is at. But I like action adventure movies, and I want to make the score of the movies I liked when I was 12. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's what I'm aiming at.
Cool.
Thanks for having
That's
me, man.
fun. Oh, it's my pleasure. So we'll let's put some links in the description. So like as do you have a website that
Yeah,
we can point people to? So look in the
absolutely.
description.
You want me to
Uh,
put it in the chat?
You can just email it to me
Okay.
and I'll throw it over there.
Okay, cool.
And then if you have links to any of the movie projects that you've scored, you
Yeah,
can throw that stuff down there too.
absolutely.
Very
And
good.
not to be annoying, but man, I'd love to see the sci-fi stuff you're into because I think I could be a good asset for what you're doing. And even with the sci-fi TV show that you guys are putting together, I don't
Yeah.
know how much of the decision making still uh what is your power in terms of decision making, but
Well, in my show, I have Uber power because I'm pretty
yeah,
much
in your own show, I bet.
everything. And then in Space Command, I mean, I do know the producers of the show and I know the composer and yeah, there's some possibilities there.
I would love that.
So,
I would love
yeah,
that.
and then also there's other like there's a couple other I mean, now that I'm making more friends in LA, there's some other shows that might happen that I also know the producers of. So
I could go to LA anytime, by the way. Not even a problem for me. If I need to meet them, we can go together if you want. Maybe I'm jumping the gun, but whatever. I'm telling you I'm telling you anyway.
okay, how good are you like in doing like jazz guitar and improv and stuff like that?
Man, it depends. Like, what is the context here?
Well, I tend to hang out at Venice Beach, which is kind of
I was there.
okay. I hang out there all the time, and so like we could just do like, did you like, do you know the guy Patrick who plays guitar on the boardwalk from Austria? He plays like this kind of mellow, jazzy type of stuff, and he puts it in a loop, and then he does solos over the top of the chord loops and stuff.
Oh, I probably, you know what? I probably walked by him, but
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh, anyways, me and when I'm down there, I'll play with him and I'll play violin with him. So like me and
Okay.
you could do something like that. All you got to do is grab a spot, and I have like a busking battery that we can get power from, you know, and we
Mhm.
just sort of jam. So we could do something like that
I'm just
sometime.
curious, but is that how you met the people you're working with now?
No,
Oh,
the
okay.
but I mean that's how I continue to meet people is just by doing stuff.
Okay.
So I've met several people right there on Venice Beach, just out there talking to people and playing with them and so yeah. And then
That's funny.
it's just, random events or you happen to run into somebody in a bar and you have some connection and then it turns out, you end up
Yeah.
doing some kind of project with them later and you know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
But
just
how did you end up in
Space
the
Command.
yeah.
Space Command, I the way I got in the door is I was actually an investor. So they were like selling shares of it and
Oh.
then the next thing I know, and I didn't invest a whole lot of money, just a little bit, but the way it works is once you're considered an investor, then they start smooching you because they're trying to figure out how deep your pockets are.
So you paid
So
your own way into the movie, basically.
yeah, well, I next thing I know, I'm going out to lunch with the producer, his wife, and the two stars of the show, and we're just at their favorite Mexican restaurant, just hanging out. And then I slowly gained some influence and got to meet more and more people. And pretty soon I was playing cello at their parties, or I actually hired their band to play at their New Year's party. And then I played some violin solos in the band. And
You played politics, basically.
yeah, it's basically
That's
that. You
yeah,
just,
cool.
and, and, see, the thing is, as an investor, the thing was that what I discovered, at least in this production, is it's run like a family. It's a very pleasant environment, and everybody's really nice and everything. And the problem is that sometimes there's stuff that needs to get done.
Yeah,
Everybody's afraid to say anything because they don't want to ruffle the feathers of the producers
obviously.
and then potentially damage their career. But
Yeah.
if you're an investor, I'm like, well, I'm just going to say shit because they're not going to say, well, Matt, sorry, we're not going to take your money anymore because we don't like you. So because of that, I can say stuff straight up, and a lot of times they'll actually heed my suggestions.
Mm,
Because a lot of times and that's just the role that I've been placed on this earth to do, is that I'm just a rather vocal, outspoken person, and
that's
half
fine.
the time I'm just saying obvious stuff that everybody's thinking but afraid to say.
Like what?
I mean, just whatever.
Like the shot looks dumb, or like
Yeah,
this
like
thing is
this
stupid,
shot.
or
I
like
mean, like that VFX shot really isn't cutting it.
oh, okay.
And the thing is, in a high quality production, you have to be able to say, I don't care if it took 3 days to shoot that. It looks crappy, and you got to redo it or cut it
Yeah,
because the audience doesn't care how much time went into it. All they notice is that it looks like crap and it's not working.
yeah.
So sometimes
That's
you have to make decisions like that.
yeah. And good directors know how to not get emotional about their own
You
shot.
got to let go.
Yeah.
You always have to be able to pull back and see it from the audience's point of view.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, also, if you're a talented director and or editor, you can have some footage that's just kind of so-so, but you can figure out ways to save it. A lot of times, just through sound effects or through the music, or just properly editing it, and you can take a really kind of bad performance or just a really nothing performance and edit it right, put the right sound effects and the right music, and you can make it pop and make it work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to be the kind of director that understands all these different elements. So not all
Absolutely.
directors are that way. Like a
Absolutely.
lot of directors aren't musically inclined, and they don't understand how powerful the music is. And if you put the proper cue in a spot, you can just make it all happen just
That's
with the
true.
background music. Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. Man.
So
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, that could
Do
be
you
cool.
do you have any? Have you ever tried to make your own short films? Just do the whole thing.
Oh no, man. I like music is everything that I make is I've no, no.
Yeah.
There was a time where I got close to shooting a music video myself, but it got shot down by the band I was in pretty quick because they were like, dude, you're going a little too crazy with that. But um, basically, when I started to speak about like insurance production, they were like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? Uh, and no, I that's what I focus on is music.
That's your
That's
thing.
my jam. That's all I do. That's the thing I'm you know what? I like what John Powell says about that. I am a filmmaker who specializes in music.
Mm,
So, yeah.
there you go.
So
Cool.
yeah, so I'm not weird. I'm not funny to work with. I mean, I am fun, but like it's not weird to work with me. I can deliver in under intense pressure. I can handle pretty much any personality without caring too much about and being,
Okay, and you're not like a diva,
oh my God.
obviously.
No, I'm more like a Marine,
uh, just get
sort
the
of.
job done.
Yeah, and like I don't care if I have to wake up at 4 a.m. to finish a queue that you need by tomorrow. Like I don't. Like I have an agent in Mumbai and they schedule meetings for me at 4:30 and I'm like, can we do like a time sometime? And they're like, we're studying with him. This day is the only day we can do it. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Fuck, you know.
Get up, have a
Yeah.
cup of coffee, go
Yeah,
for it.
so I don't see myself as like a like precious. I don't, yeah. It's just I think it's from how I was taught music
Hmm.
and like in college basically this mostly and it was a very like strict environment and like we were like a whole group and there was like a chromatic scale and the teacher would just point at one note
Right.
and we had to sing it. And when the teacher was hearing one guy or girl or whatever, the person who was sharp or flat, he would say you. And then everybody would have to sit down and that person would sing until that until they got back on pitch and then yeah.
That's the French way.
Yeah.
I bet that it's sad too, because that would never ever fly in the USA these days.
And
It would, and
it
unfortunately, because of
also
that, you don't get the level of excellence. Hmm.
it requires a certain amount of danger in order to excel at something.
Yeah, get a
So,
light of fire under them.
yeah. So to sing and like to look and sight read with a gun on your head, literally,
Yeah.
makes you like do it because
Well, that's probably why you can do pencil and paper because you've gone through that training. You can hear it in your head way better than someone who hasn't gone through that.
probably, I mean, man, like we didn't even have a choice back then. Like our our final exam was 4 hours of counterpoints.
Wow.
on one sheet of paper, and everyone in the same room, you know? So, and every time we would hear like, and like, shut up, you know, because somebody's in his own idea. You can't sing it. You need to keep it in your head.
Yeah, that's intense. That's
And
cool.
and at the end of that class, the teacher, we were so freaking proud of ourselves because in the Conservatoire de Paris, which
Hmm.
is the Paris
Conservatory.
Conservatory, yes. So our own teacher went there.
Hmm.
So at the end of the exam, he said to everybody not leave like yet. And he said, I just want to tell to everybody that is here that you would pass the final exam at the Paris Conservatory because they do half of what you just did, and they go out and they have a piano to play to, and they have twice the amount of time. And you just did twice the quantity in your own head in half of the amount of time.
Yeah, that's
And
hardcore.
we were like, what?
Wow. Now, I have a question. How many students dropped out? Like, how many people couldn't take it?
We were 63.
Okay.
We ended up 16.
Okay. So about 25% made it through.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's by design, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, man, if you are to pick music, you need to be into it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you pick, like, I have a friend who's in computer science and he literally do coding all day for LinkedIn. He's into it. Like, it's hard what he does. So I don't think it's any different anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm really glad I went there. Like, I hated that teacher when we started. It was so hard. But then now I look back and I was like, no, this was the right way. And
Yeah.
yeah, anyway,
Fascinating.
very
Okay.
fun.
Let's wrap her up. So we'll put links
Yes.
down here, all kinds of stuff so people can see your stuff and different
Yeah,
productions you've been in. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
my traditional way of ending is this Star Trek salute, which of course is to live long and prosper, my friend.
Live long and prosper.
Pranakasha production. Fantastic creations emerging spontaneously from the space of life.
For the benefit of all beings everywhere.
We gotta